Who has ever received a heartbreak from his or her fashion designer, baker, or maybe someone you contracted a job to do for you? Have you ever had a heartbreak? Well, you don't even need to answer that question because I've had lots and lots and lots of them. And I've also seen people experience that heartbreak. Hello friend, how are you doing? How's it going with you? You're welcome to the Princess Amarachi show. Yes, you know my name is Princess Amarachi. And I'm so excited to talk about what we're going to discuss today. Yeah, you know the festive period is around the corner. And you know there's something that I remembered that always happens during the festive period. And so I wanted to call all my artisans, fashion designers, builders, furniture makers, interior decorators, bakers, wherever you are. Just come in, hop in. You are just on the table. I'm about to shake your table right now. You know, during the festive period, there is this stereotype that we have about, not just during this festive period, but it's actually very paramount during the festive period because demands are high at that moment. There's this stereotype, this belief we have about artisans that they are insincere and that they really don't meet up with deadlines. Who has ever received a heartbreak from his or her fashion designer, baker, or maybe someone you contracted a job to do for you? Have you ever had a heartbreak? Well, you don't even need to answer that question because I've had lots and lots and lots of them. And I've also seen people experience that heartbreak. So today we're going to discuss how we can help our artisans. That's what this video is all about. How can you as an artisan break this jinx of insincerity? Right here on this show. So call in your friends. Let's discuss this. You know, I'm not saying that every service provider or artisan is unreliable. No. I've met reliable people. Like, I've met a lot of them. And reliable fashion designers, reliable people, service providers, I've met them, and I can say kudos to all of you that are keeping to your word no matter what. But I want to share a story. I once had to stay with a fashion designer just for a few months, and for the first few weeks I stayed with him trying to learn how his own pattern of making clothes. I must say that it was hell. Every day people come around and they are always arguing. Today there's a police officer at his doorstep. The next day there's another woman crying that she missed her grandmother's burial because of the clothes. The next day there's another lady crying that her child is supposed to go back to school but the cloth is not ready. And this man always had one excuse or the other. He kept lying front, back, center, and to make matters worse, he keeps collecting jobs and giving you ridiculous times of delivery. And I'm like, how's this man coping with this heart tension that he gives himself? Because I was already having it. I just couldn't stay again. I felt like this is too difficult to handle. So that's the experience that a lot of people have faced. And I just want us to talk about it. How do we handle that? The insincerity as a service provider. It's not, you might say it's impossible. They're just so good at that. That's their character. No, it might be difficult, but it is not impossible. So now let's start with this. You know, I like starting from the basics. Sincerity is not weakness. You need to know that as a service provider and you as a person, maybe in your business or career, just understand that sincerity is not weakness. It is a tool of authority in business. Yes. If you're sincere, you might feel that people are taking you for granted or taking you as a fool. Your colleagues, your fellow service providers will be, why are you telling them the exact day of delivery? Why are you telling them the exact amount? Why are you being sincere? That's weak. That they're going to use that against you. Well, that's because the system has been corrupted. But if we want to make this change, we need to take the right mentality, and that's the sincerity is a tool of authority. If people know you as someone who's sincere, they can vouch for you anywhere, anytime. That's a very strong tool of referral. You see businesses and one of their core values is integrity. You understand? That's to tell you how much of a tool it is that you can boast of about it. You can boast of it. And people, when they learn that you've been consistent with your sincerity, trust me, why won't they believe what you say? Why? So let's start with that. Sincerity is no weakness. So if you've ever felt like I'm being sincere and if I'm sincere, it's going to be a problem, you need to let go of that and learn to say, I'll deliver it this time and keep to it, or this is the amount I'm charging, and let it be the real or standard amount that you should charge. Don't you think that would be nice? Now, the second thing is that learn to stand on your ground. Don't be afraid to state your principles and to stand by it. You know why we sometimes differ or want to shift in our decisions? It's because we are afraid that we're going to miss out on other offers. Now, that man that I was staying with was afraid that if he doesn't give these people this short time of delivery, they're going to turn their backs on him and go to the next shop. But what's wrong with that? Because in the long run, you're still not going to deliver at that time. And that's going to cause them a lot of disappointment and heartbreak. So stating your principles and sticking to it without fear of I'm going to miss out on this offer or I'm not going to miss out on the other offer. Because the main thing is not about the offers you missed, is the offers you kept and how many people are going to come back after the first point of contact. So stating your principles is not bad and you shouldn't be afraid of keeping to it. Are you a service provider? Do you feel that if you stand to your word, you're going to miss out on people who don't really, those your principles are not going to favor at that time? Come on. The thing is that you're building a foundation, a legacy that is going to keep speaking over time. Businesses that stand the test of time are those who have a foundation, a legacy, which they can rely on. So what legacy are we going to rely on when things go shaky? Is it that he doesn't keep to time? He's good at his job, but he doesn't keep to time. He's good at his job, but he charges exorbitantly. Well, I'm so much particular about the delivery, but if you want to state your principle of delivery, state it and let's know, and then keep to it. That will make you an authority. All right, now there is one tip that I also learned from another friend who's a fashion designer. She said, envision unforeseen circumstances when you're giving your timeline. Your machine can break down. Your health can break down. You might need a rest at some point. Unforeseen circumstances, the weather might not be favorable for that furniture work you're doing, or even to go to the market. So envision unforeseen circumstances. Give them like a day or two and add them to your timeline or deadline. And if you don't want to add it, tell this person, if unforeseen circumstances come up, this is how many days I'm going to deliver. When you envision unforeseen circumstances and keep it to that, you have enough timeline to deliver. The thing is that we think everybody is in a hurry. But if people know your time, if they know, if I give someone a work to do for me today, she's going to deliver it in 2 weeks' time. Then they'll come 2 weeks earlier. So don't think everybody is in a hurry. The thing is they don't really know your time. And if they know your time, they'll keep to it. Everyone will adjust because you're the one who's providing the service. Do you understand? So envision unforeseen circumstances. What if your machine breaks down? What if your workers don't show up? What if you have an emergency? What if you have a health issue? What if the weather is not favorable? What if the market changes? How are you going to cope with that? Is it in line with your timing? Is it in line with your budgeting? If it's in line with it, then you find that the pressure is a little bit off you. This is the festive period and offers are going to be coming left, right, center. Please envision these things and let us know so that we can also plan ahead and know what to do. So there'll be less heartbreak this season. Now, this one might be very hard, but the thing is this, take only what you can do and keep to it. I want to save my friends who are going for wedding tears. I want to save my friends who have housewarming to do tears. So I want to save my friends who have their hairs to make tears. If you know, maybe you've been in the system for a long time and you know as a service provider, you can't bake this number of cakes, you can't sew this number of clothes at this time, and you don't have anybody you can outsource it to. Why don't you say, well, at this point, I can't go further. You have to look for someone else, or I'll have to help you get someone else. It's not bad. We can't gather all the money. That's what. That's just it. So just say, this is how far I can go. And if it's not okay with you, maybe you have to look for someone else to do it for you. And you saved me the stress. I'll appreciate that later. I might not appreciate it right now because it's on my neck. But trust me, later, I'm going to come back to you knowing that you're someone who's very sincere and keeps to your integrity. Understand that integrity is built. You don't impress people by how much you take. You impress them by how you keep to your word, not by taking all the offers. It's by how many offers you kept. That's how you impress people. So integrity is built. Keep to your word. That's what I'm saying to our artisans. Take as much as you can do and do it. Understand? Envision unforeseen circumstances when you're making your deadline. Be a person of integrity. Be sincere with your charges. Let's know your principles. State it. And so we'll know where we stand when we are coming to your shop and when you're coming to your office. With that, in this festive period, you too, you can have time to rest and time with your family. I just wonder how so many of us so work from morning to night all through this period, and we don't even have time for our families because we just want to make all the money because the workload is too much on our heads. Man, there is more to life than all the money we want to gather in this world. I'm not saying you shouldn't make money because we need it, you need it, I need it. So, but at the same time, consider your health and that of your family when you're doing this, because your integrity is a sure capital for business. So, tell me if these tips are not helpful for artisans. Tag that your artisan friend, that's your service provider, your favorite baker, your favorite fashion designer, your favorite friend who provides a service that is so much important in this festive period. I'd like to know your comments on this. Just share this with them. Let me see their comments as well. And don't forget that you can subscribe if you're not subscribed. Well, this is me telling you to warm up for the festivities because it's going to be an amazing one for you, for I, and for everyone right here on the Princess Amarachi Show. Thank you so much for being part of today's episode. You are the real MVP. Don't forget to subscribe and share to your friends and drop your comments on any suggestion, views, or thoughts you have about this video. I'll be waiting for you right there. But until then, keep living from within to without. Take care. Bye.